MGTOW are just sexually repressed losers. I find it really, really odd how these people seriously come out and seriously try to present themselves as being the head of some like major social movement, like hashtag fuck all women, or whatever these people are doing. I am not MGTOW. I have no interest in the community. I haven't been watching them at all, and yet somehow, because I follow certain things on Twitter, I see stupid shit like all the fucking time. Anime porn mostly, but it just again, I don't like hentai. I don't like porn in general. I don't like follow this stuff. Just seeing this annoys me. I am becoming increasingly frustrated with people seriously getting angry over the fact that women don't want to fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, all women are whores. They don't want to fuck me. That's MGTOW. That's their philosophy. Women are whores because they don't want to fuck me. MGTOW. Just unbelievable. They cite all these bullshit statistics, and their own anecdotal experiences, and it just falls flat for me. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like these people have completely warped expectations over what a relationship actually entails. You can sort of see this to a certain extent, like this is just a basic example. Again, this isn't a deep dive video, but just a general view of my thoughts. You can sort of see this in the sort of way they treat relationships as being this thing where, like, okay, now that I am in this relationship to this woman, she is obligated to have sex with me and with no one else. Like, they don't possibly realize that, like, well, maybe she would want to leave, or she would want to end the relationship, or she would want to be with someone else. They don't really treat her like a person. You know what I mean? They treat her like a sort of object. Like, oh, now that we're in a relationship, you have to have sex with me, like more than several times a week. Like, more than several times. How many times would that be? Like 100 times a week? I don't know what they want exactly. Like, smash on demand, pussy subscription service. Like, that is MGTOW. Like, that's what they want. Like, that's what they see. That's what they see. Like, oh, I'm giving you money, so you give me sex, like a fucking prostitute, right? Like, they don't actually really value them as people, like companions. You know what I mean? Like, as a relationship, like someone you actually like spending time around. They're just there to smash and nothing else. And you can sort of see this in the sort of language they use and how they talk about them, like, oh, she doesn't do anything for me. She's not nice to me. She's not respectful. Then why were you ever in a relationship to begin with? Like, if she didn't respect you, why did you ever think that it would be a good idea to, like, marry her or put a ring on it, like, you're commit to her relationship? Like, it's weird. It feels like these guys are deliberately getting relationship for sex and then are angry and upset when the relationship falls through, because that's all there is to it. Like, they have no comprehension of there, like, being more to a relationship between a man and a woman than just the sexual aspect. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really, really surreal. Now, again, I've been very critical of, like, how women view relationships on this channel. Like, I don't like the whole money grubbing aspect, or the 666 program, or as I've heard it been described, you have to be 6 feet tall, you have to have six pack abs, you have to have a 6-figure income from women who aren't even all that desirable. Like, again, like, I think women have this problem of having this, like, ridiculous idealized version of what their husband or partners should be like, and then, like, men have this fantasy of, like, smashing as many hot chicks as possible rather than actually, doing anything productive with their personal lives. You know what I mean? Like they become obsessed with this idea of like this image, right, of like people just having sex constantly all the time, despite not really doing it themselves. They don't really live that lifestyle, and if they do, they sort of have this warped mindset of over how normal relationships should work. You know what I mean? It's very, very interesting. It's a very, very interesting phenomenon. Again, it's a problem with both sides. Modern relationships. Again, you have the cucks, you have the soy boys, you have the simps, and then you have the women who sort of use these people. You know what I mean? Like normies. It's weird to say that I'm a normie in this situation. I don't really play by those rules because we don't really view people that way. You know what I mean? Like I don't look at someone and be like, man, I want to fuck her so bad. Like, no, like, it's just, that's not how I approach my personal life. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm wondering just, I imagine if you were to look at these people, like, behind the computer screen, look at them in person, see their daily lives, you would see someone, like, who doesn't really do a whole lot besides bitch about how terrible their lives are. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's weird. I'm always drawn back to that one video I made about that fat guy. Do you remember that one? I made a commentary on it. This fat incel, right? This guy was like 400 pounds. He like lived with his parents. He was unemployed. He literally just stayed in his room and did whatever. Like he didn't even leave his house. Oh no, the only problem this guy had, according to him, I can't have a pretty girlfriend. No, dude, you have a lot more problems than just that, and you're not doing anything to really change that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's embarrassing. It's really bizarre because my lifestyle is far from normie, right? Like, of course, I'm I'd rather. My lifestyle is very, very unusual in its own way, but it's really surprising to me how normal my relationships are in general to like what these people go through. It's way, way different, and I have a really I'm way different than normal people, I would say, and yet I still somehow come off as better than these guys. You know what I mean? Like I'm able to do things that they say, they insist are impossible. It's just nonsensical, man. It's just straight up pathetic, and I don't really respect it. I never really respected it, but now that like I'm understanding the nature of it more, now that I'm seeing more and more streams of these people like coming on and just talking about their personal lives and stuff like that, like I'm becoming more and more certain that these people are the problem. If you're having problems with thoughts, don't deal with thoughts. I don't understand why you're so obsessed, like why you hate these people so much. I guess this is why I'm not a normie. If you hate these people so much, why are you around them? Why are you spending time around them? Why are you acknowledging them at all? It's just like, how does that hurt you that these people exist in this way? Like I don't understand, right? Like I don't understand at all, and it really does feel like these people are just sort of taking their bitterness out on like the internet. You know what I mean? Just looking at like incel forums and seeing like the stuff they come up with, the narratives they invent. It's baffling. It is straight up baffling, the sort of stuff they say on a regular basis about everything. You know what I mean? I just see people constantly making excuses for themselves. Like, there are no jobs. You can't get an education. You can't like improve yourself in any way. Like, it's all genetics. Like, you're born a Chad. It's just, no, I don't agree with that at all. And I imagine that I will continue being a vocal opponent of MGTOW going forward.